Hey, it's the Odd Man. I am at Cape Disappointment, the place, the lighthouse, and the state park. As usual, when I go to the beach, I plan to do a run, and then there's a good clam tide this weekend, so I hope to get out and dig some clams. I have this nice workout facility at my house, but even though it manages to entertain me, it's nice to do something different occasionally, right? There was a British trader named John Mears who in 1788 named it Cape Disappointment because he didn't realize the Columbia River was a huge river. He thought this was just a big bay. So he was disappointed. Lewis and Clark spent a bunch of time at this Dismal Nitch in 1805 due to poor weather, where they were cold and wet and miserable the entire time. My trip turned out a lot better. I started at the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. Here's the North Jetty. It is in a really cool location. South Jetty's in the distance. Cape Disappointment Lighthouse. And the Visitor Center. This Interpretive Center has some things that are pretty boring for me, like the long walk with just all the signs and explanations on the wall. And some of it that really is the kind of thing I love seeing in the museum, like the Fresnel lens and the surf boat that's been completely restored. When I visit a museum, I never spend much time at it. I always rush through them. So after visiting the museum and the World War II gun emplacements, I headed over to the lighthouse. I am at Waikiki Beach, which is just below the Cape Disappointment Lighthouse. As you can imagine, the view from the lighthouse is pretty darn nice. The trip to the lighthouse was fairly quick, so then I went to do my run. I'm parked at the trailhead for Mackenzie Head and the North Head Lighthouse Trail. The main goal of the run was to get up to the North Head Lighthouse. Look at the size of this route. We're in the cold, damp, dark, wet woods, emerging into the sunlight. The run ended up being 4.1 miles round trip, and I did make it to that North End Lighthouse, which was quite pretty. Here's some pictures. Some folks may not realize that a lot of clam digging gets done at night. And tonight, the weather couldn't be any better. It's cold. I'm freezing. It's 40 degrees. You can see a few small lanterns. There's not a ton of people out. It's a Sunday night. There's quite a lot of lights on the horizon, which I believe is crabbing boats. So we're parked here. We'll use the lantern and my fancy headlight. And we'll see if we can go find some clams. Down right near the water where I can rinse them off. I'm gonna put it in the funny little sack. Another big wave. He washed away the clam show, so now I have no idea where he was. Okay, there's one right here. Just dug one here, and as often happens, another one showed up right there. I went and washed him off in the water. So I put him in the bag with the rest of them. There's my lemon of clams. This trip couldn't have gone any better. I got everything done I wanted to do yesterday while the weather was glorious, and today I'm warm and dry in the yurt while it's pouring down rain. Pretty sweet, huh? On my way home from my little expedition, I drove through the town of Ilwaco. They have a real crab and Christmas thing cooking there. Crab pots and Christmas, not a combination I would have considered prior to this trip. I was quite fortunate on the weather on this trip. It was glorious on Sunday, which was the day I did all the activities. And by Monday, as I was driving home, the weather was pretty awful. So I had a great trip. Thanks for watching. Take only photographs. Leave only boogers. Wait, was that boogers? No, it's not.
I'm going home. I'm going home. Been a long time now and I'm going home.
This is the Odd Man, out.